anyone have any other questions? What do you want me to quiz you guys on?
Like kind of a couple from like each, like
From each?
yeah,
Sure.
if you don't mind.
All right. Here's one. What will give you what type of muscle metabolism will give you 32 ATP through the use of oxygen?
It's
Aerobic pathway, right?
gives you the most.
Aerobic cellular respiration. Okay. Remember, you can kind of get there's three different mechanisms that I went over
That gives you one.
to get energy to be able to contract the muscle. And one is the direct phosphorylation, and that's through the use of creatine phosphate. That's a very direct and fast muscle energy pathway, but it doesn't last very long. It only lasts a couple seconds, like the swing of a bat. Also, there's the anaerobic pathway, so that'll only give you 2 adenosine triphosphate, and it does not use oxygen as the name implies. That's when you convert the pyruvic acid to lactic acid.
This is chapter what?
Oh,
Muscles and muscle tissue 3,
yeah, muscle tissue. It's
chapter 9.
the first one I went over. So, if I asked you what is a motor unit, what would you describe it as, someone?
It's the neuron that's taking the
Propagates the impulse down
Hey,
the
you guys know how I feel standing up here. Oh, it's that thing that
that pushes the impulse down.
It's the whole circuit. So from the muscle fiber to the thing that's sent out into where it's received in the spinal cord or wherever, and then all the way back out to the section.
So it's the neuron and then all of the muscle fibers that it innervates. And so when that neuron fires,
I guess you weren't asking what its function was, were you? You were asking what it was.
what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
motor neuron.
And so when that motor neuron fires, are all the muscle fibers in that whole muscle gonna contract, or just the muscle fibers that it's connected to?
Once it's connected to.
muscle fibers.
There we go. So only the ones that it connects to.
So each muscle fiber, it's only innervated by a single neuron, right?
Yeah.
And it's like
So within my puny biceps here,
force.
there's many muscle fibers, but there's each muscle motor neuron will innervate a handful of those muscle fibers, and so you have a ton of motor neurons innervating that one bicep, the whole muscle there, and so that's how I can pick up this ruler. Or, if I need to recruit more motor neurons, I will have, or more motor units to pick up this book. I can't, okay? So I'm recruiting a lot more motor units to pick up this book versus this ruler. Okay.
Do you usually wear your glasses in lecture?
No.
Thanks for paying attention.
Is that on a
No,
test?
No, I drove today, so I put on the glasses. But yeah, no, I never. And that will not be on the exam.
Darn, I thought that was extra bonus question.
So what 3 periods make up a twitch? A muscle twitch.
The latent,
The latent, yeah, that's one.
the
Refractor.
Refractory or kind of relaxation
And
and the
Stimulus.
contraction. So there's the latent period where you're starting to get the depolarization of the muscle, the calcium starting to go through the sarcolemma, and then you get the period of contraction. That's when you actually have the actin and the myosin cross bridges forming, pulling one past the other. And then next you have the period of relaxation, and that's where the myosin and actin cross bridges are falling off, and then also you get the calcium to go back into the sarcolemma. What are the different ways that we can control muscle tension? So, in other words, what are the different ways in which I can control if I want to pick up this book or pick up this ruler?
You said control muscle tension?
Yeah. Control muscle tension.
Increasing the number of
Recruitment,
action potentials.
Yep.
The
So
tone?
both of those are great. So recruitment, you can recruit more motor units, like we just went over. You can increase the action potentials going to the motor neuron, or the muscle from the motor neuron. And so that will cause tetanus if you get enough of those to summate.
complete tetanus, right?
Complete tetanus. Also, you can recruit bigger muscles. And then also remember that there's a beneficial relationship in the length of the muscle as well. So,
So is that then isotonic?
well, that's
Isotonics where it doesn't change length.
Yeah, isometric doesn't change length.
Isometric. Isometric
let's
is
see
another.
here.
Isometric means same length.
Yeah, but it also resides that resizing the movement too. Is that isometric?
Let's see here.
Isotonic is.
It changes tone.
Let me get this little
Isometric
graph here to
contraction
show
is no
you.
movement.
Yeah, this one.
And then isotonic movement, this is slowly, like punching.
Screen's a little smaller. So we can have that optimal length of the sarcomere. Okay, so we have this is where we get the most tension. It's about 2.2 micrometers apart between the thick and thin filaments. And then here, if they're too far apart, if it's too long, you get you don't get as much overlap of the actin myosin filaments, so you can't get those cross bridges to form. You can also have it to where the thin filaments overlap each other, and therefore you can't have the actin and myosin cross bridges form because those actin filaments are overlapping by too much. So that's the other way we can control that. And it's that. Make sure you know these, the isotonic and isometric, and the different concentric versus eccentric contractions, that kind of thing. I went over